Is up, everybody? So sorry for being a minute late here. Technical difficulties. So yeah, we're doing a launch of TumblerForge. So this is also going to be recorded. This is going to serve as our tutorial. If you're here, drop something in the chat, and it should come over. If you're on YouTube or on the Facebook page event, it won't come over from like the group or just the post that I made. So drop a comment if you're in here and I'll answer any of your questions. But if not, this is going to serve mostly as a tutorial, which is totally fine. So, all right, what is Tumbler Forge? So I'm going to back out here. I'm sharing my screen. I'm going to back out into the homepage. So Tumbler Forge basically is going to allow you to design completely live on a real Tumblr. So you'll be able to see any of your designs. You'll be able to upload multiple assets. You'll be able to preview them, and you'll be able to actually see that live on the Tumblr before you engrave, or for proof purposes, if you need to send it to like a client or a customer or whatever that case may be. And you'll be able to get both a live photo of the three sides of the Tumblr as well as is a spin video. So hopefully that will be helpful as well. So go over pricing just for a minute. Of course, if you've already purchased, you've already bought it. But we do have a few different pricing options and a full Tumblr library in here. So we have a monthly option for $9, an annual option for $90 a year, which you get 2 months free, or lifetime for 149, which for the first 50, we've done a founder tier and it's 99. So after those 50 spots are gone, we have barely launched and already sold one of them in the first hour of launching. So yeah, all that's there. And then other features that this has is just a huge Tumblr library as well. So if you'd like to come in here, all of this is ungated. You can see the Tumblr library, you can see the different ones, the different colorways, and then you can throw them up on the screen and check them out in the studio. So without further ado, let's go into the studio and do a quick tutorial. Okay, so when you pop in here first, what you're going to see is basically just a canvas. And it depends on what Tumblr that you've chosen. So the first thing you can do is pick your Tumblr. Now, there are a couple of ways to do that, right? If you're coming from the Tumblr library, you can click through that screen I was just showing you, and you can pick exactly which one you want to go into. But if you are coming from the studio zoomed in, then you can choose over here in the drop down. So you can choose your tumbler type. For this one, we're going to stay on a 40 ounce. You can choose your engrave metal color. So chroma, copper, gold, the green, blue, all of the popular platings are on here. Um, or just plain silver, rainbow, whatever the color is that is the tumbler that you're working on. We'll leave it on gold for this one. And then you can pick your powder coat color. So if you're working on black to gold, that's great. If you're working on like a gray to gold, if you have one of the pink to gold ones, you can choose your powder coat color down here as well. Now, once you've selected all that, you need to decide how you want to work. So I'm going to go back to black to gold because it's just simple. And the way you have two different sections, you can set it up for millimeters or inches. So first thing you need to do is decide how you want to work. For this one, we're going to do millimeters. And then you'll notice that you have a template here in the center. Now, this template is precisely measured for this shape of tumbler. So you have your top section, which is this white section here. You have your bottom section, which is this white section down here. And then you have your taper in the middle. So this is this transition. If you zoom in on the live view, this transition from here to here on the cup is where these two seam lines are. Now, these boxes up here are positions where your design will be blocked by the handle mounts. So if we move this down a little bit and zoom it out, you'll be able to see these handle mounts right here at the bottom and again at the top. These spots are what's represented by these. And then this spot and this spot are the same position. So if you've never worked on a template before for a tumbler, just know that, this is the same spot as this. This is the full tumbler all the way around. So this is the left side. This is the right side. If you're holding it on the handle, this middle line depicts the front. And this is exactly where that seam crosses. All right. Now, so once you have this pulled up, uh, how you go from here is completely up to you. right? You can click in and you can go directly and upload your SVG, or you can upload text, you can upload multiple different assets. It's really however you want to design your cup. So let's pull in like one of our sample artworks. So if you go into demo art, we have some wraps already loaded here just to kind of show you. So if we pick like this, let's pick one of the ones that's bigger. So this coral turtle, 30 to 40 ounce. This is a preloaded wrap template. If you drag it, you just modify it to the size of the template here. You can tweak it to be perfect if you like. A bunch of the templates that you'll find aren't exact, but they're close enough. And then we also have an option down here lower in this panel to where you can actually align it and just fill the wrap. So if you click this, it's going to fill exactly to the border here. It's going to overlap just a little bit to make sure you're seamless. And you'll notice that over here on the left side, you can see exactly where the back side of that turtle's coming back into view. So as you move it along, you can kind of see how that wrap is going to look if you keep moving it from one way to the other. And then in the preview, you can see exactly how that's going to look on that tumbler before you engrave it. So, and you can also maximize this. So if you pop this up, you can make this a full screen. I'm not sure if that's going to share or not, depending on how Google Chrome decides to permission this. And you can also trigger this to spin consistently. So if you just click the spin button right here, this will spin as you design. You can also, there's preset positions, handle left, handle right, handle straight forward, and the front view. Now, you can also add your own elements here. So instead of picking like a preset wrap, you could just upload multiple different SVGs and arrange them. And as you move them around, it'll show you exactly how that looks. So, say for instance, you were designing someone's name, right? Let's say their name's Eric, because we're not super creative tonight. You can decide how big you want that to be, and you can place it exactly on the wrap as it is. And there you go. That's placed that way. If they want to see it engraved, up and down instead of this way, then you can just rotate that around so it's 90 degrees up. And then you have that preview there. Drag it to exactly where you want it. Now, when you export, the cool thing is that all of this is going to come through, including the template if you choose to. So if you go over here into export when you're ready, you can download the production SVG, which is going to pop the SVG over without any guides, though. So that's not going to be super helpful for something like this. It wouldn't really matter necessarily on a full wrap because you're exporting the full tumbler, right? So it doesn't really matter there. But if you're exporting it as something like this where it has precise placement, you can export the layered SVG with the guides and text, or you can export it straight into LightBurn or xTool format. So it has both LBRN2 and XS Studio formats here. So you can download that. You can also download the mockup PNGs or the spin videos, and you'll get these that come up here in the top. Now there is some like editing built in as well. So I'm going to delete this and I'm going to pop one of our demo art wraps back in here, and we're going to go ahead and align it to fill. And then we're going to pretend like this person wanted to add their name into the wrap, right? So let's say that they wanted to add their name. You can go ahead and add that here. Let's change the layer color so we can see what we're doing. And then let's pick a different font because there are a ton in here. And let's say that we're making this for a kid or something. I don't know. And they want a cool little bubbly font. And their name is, I don't know, Drew. I don't know why that came to mind. So, okay, you type out their name, you drag it out here to about how big you want it. Maybe they want it about this big and they want it above the turtle on the left side. Easy enough. Now, if you want to subtract that out, you can also do that directly within here, right? So you can click here, convert the text to outlines, and then you can go ahead and offset it. So I know you've seen this in different things like LightBurn and Illustrator. You can add a default outline, which is going to default to 3 millimeters, or you can drop it down to like 2. So your millimeter selection is over here. You hit to add your outline, that outlines it. And then you're going to shift click to grab the background, and then you're going to subtract. So then you have that subtracted out, and then you can change your name to a different color. And now you can preview that with the name added in directly there on the wrap. So you don't have any overlapping lines. Does all of that make sense? Okay, I think we're good. I don't see any questions in here. If you're watching and you have a question, drop it in the live chat and we'll go over any questions that you have. We'll show you different art. Just let us know. I don't see anything coming through. So hopefully it's not YouTube not playing nice. I do see we have people watching. I just can't see any of the comments. So drop something if you can hear this, I suppose. Uh, let's see. So we went over that you can change your metal color and everything like that. So this one would actually probably look really good on like a green to blue type of wrap. And then we just need to drag this back over because that moved on us. And we can say, okay, that green to blue looks kind of cool on that. Let's go back to the gold one though, because I actually want to, and let's delete the name out altogether and add in a different one. And we'll show you exactly what the exports look like. So let's grab this steampunk one because I think this will look good as a negative. Actually, no, let's grab the soccer one. The soccer one looks really cool. And then instead of dragging that out manually, I'm going to pop down here and do it the lazy way. And it's fully overlapping now, so you don't have that seam on the back, which you can zoom in and look at to make sure you like how it looks. And then if you want to export this directly for the xTool design, you can just click like, say if we're doing this in xTool, you would just click that xTool design template, and that's going to pull everything down for you. And then if we open this up, I'll need to go change my share so I can share my other window, xTool Studio, share. Okay, so that went ahead and exported straight into xTool Studio with the guides attached. So you know exactly where your handle is, where to anchor this. Of course, the first thing you're going to want to do is select everything that's red and go ahead and turn that output off. So you probably can't see what I'm clicking because my face is over it, but turn the output off so it doesn't do it. Same thing in LightBurn, turn off that red layer, or I think it's actually an orange layer. xTool just thinks it's red. And then just engrave the black part with whatever settings you're using for your tumbler. And that engraves straight out. All right, let me switch back to share the other screen. All right, now what kind of tumblers are in here? So there are a ton of different shapes and sizes. We started with all of the dupes that we have in our store, most of the most popular sizes. So we have the 10-ounce mugs. As you've seen these usually have the magnet slide lids. You can pick whether they're the black ones or the gold ones or the rainbow ones, etc. You can change your color just like everything else. We have the 16-ounce, like the Coke can looking ones. We sell a ton of these in our store. You can also do the same thing with the metal color here and powder coat color, of course. And all of these templates are designed exactly for this. We also have the 20-ounce, the skinny tumblers, like the flat ones that you can get from like Makerflow or some of the other stores, as well as the 20-ounce travel tumblers, which are a bit more popular in my opinion. So these are like the coffee mugs. Usually they have a magnetic slide lid as well. Sports water bottles. These are like the ones that a lot of people are getting on Amazon these days. Most of these engraved just to silver. To be honest, I haven't seen any of them engraved to any kind of crazy colors. And then we have the 30-ounce tumblers, both the flip ones that don't have the side handle. So this one won't have a side handle. It just has a seam. It doesn't have any handle blocks. And then also the 30-ounce tumbler with a handle. So these ones do have the handle on the side. All right. Now, once you have your tumbler selected, again, you just pick your art, upload everything. If you upload a PNG, we also have a tracing option. So you can upload a PNG and trace it through here. You can also, of course, add the text like we talked about. There's a bunch of quick ways to center and do everything else. Then you can also add some basic shapes. So if you want to add a rectangle or an ellipse or a line, you can do that as well. You can select whether it's filled or outlined, but it's not really meant to be a full vector editor. It's really just meant to do more of the Tumbler preview. And I will show you what one of those exports look like as well. So for that, let's stick on the, what size tumbler we're on. Let's stay on the 30-ounce one, and I'm tired of showing the turtle. Let's show something different. And again, you can upload any of your own once you have a license here, but you can play around with any of these for free. That one looks kind of small. Let's do the sugar skull one. So we'll do the sugar skull one. Now, whoever made this file left a little bit of a margin around the outside, but that's fine because we're just going to use this for the actual um, preview anyway. Let's let that re-render. Make sure we're fully top to bottom and side to side. And let's say this is just a regular stainless to black tumbler. I'm gonna have to remove that. Hold on one second. So we just launched this today, and I've already found a bug that it's not storing the location of the file when you switch colors anymore. So that will be fixed about 20 minutes after I get off this live. But anyway, let me drag that over so the seam is perfect. Now, once you like how it looks on this view here on your little preview, you can is there a little bit of a seam left? There's a tiny bit of a seam left. There we go. Let's overlap it a little bit. Now it's gone. Okay. So now that you like how that looks here, you can actually go ahead and export those, either the mockup PNG or the spin video. You can download both. So I'm going to export both of those, and then I'm going to share my full screen here so I can just pull those up a little more easily. Let me move this over to the other screen though, so I don't share the share itself, and then everybody goes into a mirror world. All right, so share different screen. We're going to share entire screen, and we're going to share screen two. All right, so I've downloaded those. So now if I open this PNG file, oh, it opened on my other screen. So this is what a sample of that export looks like. And again, you can change these. I'll show you how to change the background in a minute. We are adding the capability for you to upload your own image as well to make your own mockup. It'll just stage this on front of whatever your background is, right? But here's the static PNG version. And then if you want the actual spin video, we can open that MP4, which also opened on another screen. And then if you play this, you get the full render as well. So you can send that off to a client. You can use it as a listing video, whatever you want to use to make that work for you. And then, as I mentioned, down here on this mockup background, you can change what that background is. So if you click black, you get a black background. You can zoom out. If you would like the white, the default is the white or kind of like the off white. And then you can also, we're adding the ability to upload your own. But for right now, you can change the color. So you can do, there is a custom color picker to change the background color here. To do your own background is something that we're planning for a short, like near future release. So that shouldn't be too far away. Cool. I'm going to share just the window again so it's not so tiny. All right, awesome. All right, so that pretty much covers everything that TumblerForge does. If you have questions, let me know. Again, just going over pricing and everything. There are some, it's on the homepage. It's $9 a month, $90 a year, and 149 for lifetime, so you get forever access. But we're doing the first 50 get it for 99, so that's automatic. As soon as the first 50 sell, it'll change the price back. So that'll happen all by itself. We also do have an FAQ and tons of different quick start guides in here. And then this video is going to function as a tutorial, but you can click through all of those to see the guides and everything. You can download the PDF if you'd rather not read it online, but it does walk you through the basics of how to do everything here. And then if you go back, you can go back into the Tumbler library. And this is the other way I mentioned that you can launch. So, say if you wanted to work on a black to rainbow cup that's 20 ounce, you can literally just click here and it's going to open your studio in, well, that's the wrong button. You're going to want to click to design on this Tumbler, not to go visit the Tumbler listing. So you can purchase it, or you can click over here just to design on it, and you get the custom template and everything there for it. Cool. Does anybody have any questions on how that works? Or if not, I think we're going to call it. Um, the website is tumblerforge.makerfoundryco.com. I will drop that in the chat. And then if you have questions, feel free to reach out. There's a live chat on there, just like everything else that we do. Cool. Took forever to show, but there it is. Tumblerforge.makerfoundryco.com. Grab the intro pricing, grab the founder pricing. If you have questions, reach out. If you want to see other demos, reach out. We'll have new features going out on this every couple of days. And thanks again for tuning in, y'all. I will catch you in the next one.